All right, number 29 problem. Sorry, should have got organized before I started. All right, number 29. So we have really two formulas when we're dealing with percents, and you've got PERT, y equals p e to the rt, okay, and you've got y equals a b to the x, okay. So remember, these two are really very, very similar. The connection between the two is really b, okay. In PERT, your b is just e to the r. We use p or a, it really doesn't matter. All right, so here's what you have going on. So you always want to ask yourself which one of these are you're going to use, okay. This word continuous is key. So anytime you use the continuous, you've got to use e, okay. So then from there, you're going to list your variables and then think about what you know and how do you know it. All right, so first thing is read the problem. So here's, you're going to deposit 2,500. So I'm going to start with 2,500 there as my starting amount. P, principal, is what the P stands for. All right, 3.5%, that's my rate, 0.035. If you forget that, if you're going to do 0.35, then take 3.5 and divide by 100, and your calculator will always give you the right answer. All right. And then we don't, okay, so then part A says what's the balance after 8 years? So 8's your time, and you're looking for the balance. So y equals 2,500 e to the 0.035 times 8. Okay, so the biggest thing, I mean, from here you just have to type it in. The biggest thing is making sure that your exponent's all in the exponent. So, all right, so 2,500. E is a couple places on your calculator. It's on its inverse, which is natural log, so e to the x right there, or you've got e on the divide. Okay, so either one. This case I'm going to do e to a power, so I'm going to do e to the, again, I wish I had the harder to use calculator. Mine goes nice up in the air there, so I just have to do 0.035 times 8. If yours doesn't, then you want to make sure that you have 2500e caret parentheses 0.035 times 8. Okay, because that will force the multiplication to come first because it's in parentheses. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, the P will then come first. All right, then you type that in, you're going to get your final amount. Now this one, the rounding does matter, okay, because we're talking about money. So 2 decimal places. It's going to make sense because, you know, dollars and cents. So 3307, so and 82 cents. That's for part A. All right. Part B is going to ask you how long does it take your account to triple. So same stipulations there, so still PERT. All right, you're going to keep your 2,500 starting amount. You're going to keep your rate at 0.035. The question asks how long, so that's your evidence for what you're solving for. Sum for t. Everything else should be filled in. So somehow we must get this ending amount. Okay, well, it says you want your money to triple. Okay, which means 2,500 gets tripled. So you've got 3 of them. Oops. Right? So 7,500 there for your end. Okay, so set up your equation. 7,500 equals 2,500 e to the 0.035 t. All right, so we got to solve this. We're going to use a log because the variable is in the exponent. So divide by 2,500. Well, that's weird. You got 3. It's not weird because 7,500 we got by tripling. So the ratio should be 3 e to the 0.035t. Now, if you're good, you can actually start the problem right here. Because the thing about actually anything, it takes the same amount of time to triple your money no matter how much you have. So to go from 2,500 to 7,500, it takes the same amount of time to go from 25 to 75, or from 100 to 300. Or in this case, there's an imaginary 1 here, so from 1 to 3. So you could start there if you wanted to. Alright, now we're going to log both sides. You can use log or natural log. I'm going to use natural log because of the e, and you'll see where a step has been shortcutted. So, shortcut. So natural log of 3 equals natural log of e to the 0.035t. The whole reason for putting the log in the first place is so that you can take the exponent and you can put it out front. So natural log of 3 equals 0.035 t ln e. Okay, but the natural log of e is just 1. So then all we have to do is do the natural log of 3, divide by 0.035. And that should give you your time. Alright, so natural log of 3, make sure to close your parenthesis, divided by 0.035. And you're going to get 31.38. Okay, so one thing we talked about was, what am I doing? 31.38. One thing we talked about was that the label on your time needs to be the same label as your problem. So since it's annual interest, this is annual or years. Okay.